Good morning, Tina Mitchell here, your local mortgage expert and your host of Coffee with the Superstar. My show is with real estate agents for real estate agents. I interview the best of the best in the industry so you can hear what they're doing and be inspired by all of the success that they have. Each week I travel to my superstar's office to invite you behind the scenes of their business. And this week, my Coffee with the Superstar is Brennen. Brennen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
And a little bit about Brennen. Brennen Clouse is real estate broker at Compass with a keen sense of community and an unmatched commitment of cultivating relationships and client satisfaction. Brennen is highly regarded by his clients and his peers for putting collaboration and trust first, always working to have the most up-to-date market knowledge and helping others achieve their goals and with integrity. And Brennen, I had you come in and showcase your success on my radio show as well, and that's how we initially connected. And the reason he's here for Coffee with the Superstar, again, this show is for the best of the best based on volume and transactions that they're doing. And last year, Brennen closed 23 transactions for 2018, and you're on track to do more this year as well, correct?
Yeah, it's very exciting.
That's why you're my superstar today.
Thank you.
So exciting. And he's just a really great guy on top of it, so that's an added plus. So Brennen, first question I'd like to ask is, what do you credit your success to?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I think that when I look around the industry, if I look at something that differentiates me from other people, is really a focus on being in the office every day, treating the real estate brokerage or real estate agency as a real profession, and just making sure that I'm always available for clients, and then focus on systems and just making sure that those are in place so that we can serve our clients to the best of our ability. Those are really things that in real estate, there's so much unstructured components that you have to really create those on your own. And I think that's what helps me do the volume I'm able to do.
Yeah, I love that. And so yes, in the real estate space, it's easy to treat it a little bit more casual. And majority of real estate agents that are not getting the business that the minority are, it's because they're not treating it like a real business. So as Brennen says, come into the office every day and treat it as if you were running any other type of business. And I love how you mentioned systems. Victoria, each week, she posts a link for my complimentary coaching program, One Time Your Business 8-Week Burn, which is a live virtual course to take your time management and business efficiency to the highest level possible. Oh, we've got Victoria behind the scenes. We've got some beep going on around here. This is a Facebook Live, and what I like about Facebook Live is, I blamed it on Victoria. Well, it's our fault for not telling Brennen to turn his phone off. No, that's what I love about Facebook Live, is because, it is what it is. Exactly. Nothing goes perfect all the time. It makes it a little bit more fun, too, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So if you want to get your systems in place, I've had a lot of seasoned agents that have come through the course. It says 15 clock hours as well. And you've heard here from one of the best to the best. Systems and processes are critically important to be able to have a high producing real estate business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Brennen, what about a challenge that you have faced in the recent or not so recent basis, and how did you overcome that challenge, and what did you learn from that challenge?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That's a tough question. There are challenges every day. I think that most recently I've had a challenge with giving up some control of my business. So being able to trust people that you really like to work with and having them collaborate with you. And that goes not only for people that I work with on my team, but also people that are in the office as well, collaborating with other agents to take on listings or help buyers out. I think that can be really difficult to do. So again, back to the systems, a lot of the systems that we try to put in place are to help me relinquish control and help other people, assist in whatever our clients might need. And so that's a good learning experience for me because it shows me that I don't need to do it all to still have a high level of service for our clients, that we can all work together and really deliver that to our clients in the same way. Well, and that is so true, Brennen, because I believe you actually can't have the level of success that you want and the quality of life that you want
without embracing your strengths and hiring out your weakness. That's actually week 5 of my course. I mean, you're just stepping it up perfect for me to mention my course, and this is not planned.
Great.
And one of my core practices is embracing your strengths and hiring out your weakness, because there's almost only so much time in the day. I can't help you make more time, but I can help you make more out of the time that you have. And so you have 2 options. You can spend your valuable time mastering your areas of strength, or you could waste valuable time trying to just get by in areas of your weakness, which means then you're never going to be able to master your areas of strength, right?
Right.
And so I love that you brought that up, Brandon. And you also mentioned in being able to trust those people. And in the hiring process, it's critically important that you're following a DISC profile or something to make sure that you find those right people, because the only reason a hire does not work, and majority of the time for majority of people, it doesn't, is because, again, we're looking at the majority of agents that are not getting the results that successful agents like yourself are. And so if you could only have 3 reasons why a hire would not work, would you be as fearful of adding to your team? Probably not. So here are the 3 reasons, and the 3 reasons only. Number 1, just as Brendan had mentioned, you hire the wrong person. Very easy not to do that by doing the DISC profile, by doing working interviews, a lot of really creative ways that you can do that. Reach to me offline if you'd like to talk in more detail. The second reason is you've already mentioned as well. You don't have a process and system in play to know exactly what that role is going to do. So you need to set up that system and that process first before you bring that hire in.
Yeah.
And the only last reason, and maybe it's a combination of 3, why assistants and team members fail with majority of agents in other industries, is you don't go do the activities that you need to be doing to increase the business. So the whole reason that we hire a team, I've got a really strong team that supports me behind the scenes. All I do is high level. That is it. Even Victoria is here today with the Facebook Live, because it doesn't seem like it's that big of an issue, but there's some things behind the scene. It is a big issue. And I want to be able to focus on spending my time with you and my energy with you, not worried about the equipment and getting things set up. So that's a really great suggestion. So how's your team look right now? And where are you at in that process of embracing your strengths and hiring out your weaknesses?
Yeah, it's looking great. So I have 2 team members. Natasha Andaz is our digital marketing executive assistant. So she handles all of the marketing and the transaction coordination, helping us set up tours for clients and making sure that we're surprising and delighting our clients. So this is our new sort of thing for the second half of the year, is how do we really bring the service level up a notch and surprise and delight our clients. And then Emily Chapad is our buyer specialist on the team. So she's amazing. She has 5 years of experience working in New York real estate in Brooklyn. She was on the number 2 team there. And so she's helping a lot of our buyers transact successfully, which is awesome, because she is an expert with buyers and knows exactly what to do. So the 3 of us are working together right now. We are looking for additional agents, licensed real estate agents, to join our team, because we have enough business that we want to get other people in here and give them the support and the systems and the training that help agents bring their business to the next level.
That is awesome. And one thing that you really stood out from me in studio is listening and what you brought in, which was really unique for my real estate agent guests to bring in marketing. And I thought, wow, that is so great, because you have to be a great agent, obviously, but that is a given, and people are embracing and trying to be the best, but they forget about what also we have to be at the best of, and we have to be at the best at marketing to attract people to where they want to work with us, correct?
Yeah, that's so true.
And I was so impressed that you are such a high level of marketing. I got a lot of tips from you, as you know, because I gave you credit after our time together, so love that. So going on marketing, let's talk about, I know that you have a lot of marketing things that you do, and you probably have lots of favorites, but let's share with our audience today, what is one of the favorite things that you do in marketing, a best marketing tip?
Yeah. Well, actually, a lot of the marketing that's my favorite doesn't necessarily relate to the property that I'm trying to sell, but I really love doing video marketing, because I like to place a big emphasis on education, and I think that video helps real estate agents become a familiar source to their database and who they want to attract. And so I love doing video. I love educating people and helping them understand more about who I am, but also about what they need to look out for or know about in the real estate transaction. So that's really my favorite thing right now. We're going to eventually transition that into, I started a podcast last year, but it kind of fell off the bandwagon. We went on a little hiatus. And so we're going to try to start that back up this year as well. So video and audio, I think, are really important and awesome.
Yeah, and if you're listening to experts like Brennen that are doing great volume, you'll hear a majority of them are talking about video. And if they're not talking about video, they're definitely on video. And it's critically important to be able to connect on that high level with clients. And I'll share a story quickly here. I went to an Agent Reboot seminar a few years ago, and they did them every year where they bring all of these high-tech people in to talk about the next great tech marketing things that we should be doing. And it's for real estate agents, but as a mortgage professional, I want to hang out with you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the smartest thing to do, right? I love my own mortgage people, but my business obviously comes from real estate agents. So I like to get motivated and inspired and educated by where you guys are at. And I was there with a group of my realtor friends. And one of the speakers that was there, it's an all-day event, and there's a lot of different speakers that come in. And one of the speakers that was there was specifically on video. And, you know, when you go to a great event where there's hundreds of people in the room and the speaker is standing up on stage and looking at you like you're the only one in the room, most of the time I feel really proud. I'm like, oh, he's looking at me because he knows that I'm doing that, right? Well, in this scenario, that was not the case. He was looking at me as if there was no one else in the room, like I was the only one that he was trying to give his advice to because I was doing exactly what he was saying not to do. Now, of course, that's not the case, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. And he looked at me and he said, and by the way, use you marketing because this is the power of you marketing, always using the word you as you're talking to one person instead of a group of people.
Yeah.
And he says, if you are not using video because you saw yourself on video and you didn't like the way that you look, get over it. Because that's the way you look when you're face to face with people. And that was it, because just months before that, I saw myself on video. I didn't like my wrinkles, of course, which what female does. I didn't like my buggy eyes. That was unique to me. I didn't like how my mouth went crooked. Those are just some unique things to me, and I mention that because there are unique things that you don't like about yourself on video. But the reality is, embrace them, because that's the way people see you when you're face to face, right?
Yeah.
And it was an aha moment for me, and you know, so I've embraced video at the highest level. So I wanted to share that story because a lot of people are in that same situation that I was.
Yeah.
And so, as the speaker said at the Agent Reboot workshop, get over it, because you're beautiful. Embrace your uniqueness, whatever that looks like. And get on video because it's going to make a difference in your business, correct?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You have to get over it.
You got to get over it.
If you can't, I think I said this on the radio show, if you can't, then hire someone who puts it out for you and you don't have to look at it.
Yeah, there you go. But it's
you don't even know it goes out.
It's better if you get on there, right?
No, I mean, hire someone who pushes the video out for you.
Oh,
and
I love that.
Your
Never
approval.
look at it. There you go.
Then
That's
you just don't
really
know.
good. Well, that's great about a team member. They just tell you what to do.
Yeah.
That's
Hold
what
you accountable.
Exactly. That's what my team does. This is exactly what you need to do. So.
Yeah.
I love that. And so what is going on with you with video right now? You mentioned you're focusing on providing tips and things, and what else are you doing on video?
So right now we do a weekly show. It's called the Klaus Corner.
Okay.
So we are doing a weekly, it's like a 1 minute or it gets longer video show that's on YouTube and Instagram called the Klaus Corner. It has a tip each week or talking about the market. So we're going to put that onto a podcast as well. We're also thinking about our next step is going to different neighborhoods and just talking to business owners and getting to become familiar with the neighborhood that our clients are purchasing in and what's going on there. So we want to provide value and content and become a trusted source throughout the neighborhood.
I love that, and I love the Klaus Corner.
Yeah.
And again, make it fun. Another thing Brennen does is he's really good with his branding, and we've heard other superstars mention before the importance of branding and your uniqueness and the words and the names that you use within your marketing is going to connect people to it. So
Totally.
Klaus Corner is very connecting.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about similar things, and that's why both of us do a great successful business, because what Brennen just said is get into the neighborhoods and interview the business owners, which I actually advise. You have not gone through my course, so you haven't heard me say this, but I have advised in my course just that. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is what Brennen just said, is you want to give your potential clients what they are looking for. You're a real estate agent, so they are looking for what's happening in that neighborhood that they want. Now I'm doing similar, but it's completely different because my target is you as a real estate agent. This show is for real estate agents. I interview the best of the best so that you can hear what they're doing and get inspired to take your business to the next level. Why? Because you are my customer. So it's the same thing, but it's just different. So who is your customer? What market are you targeting? The neighborhood that you're putting focus in, and get out there and be the expert by being on video.
Yep.
And isn't it great? I mean, everybody wants to be recognized for what they're doing and their greatness, right?
Yeah.
And so also those business owners are now going to want to support your business as well. So it's a win-win in all areas.
Yeah. You're totally bringing them value by exposing their business to your clients, and vice versa. They'll probably bring you value by exposing you to their clients.
And your clients are seeing you as the agent that knows everything that's happening within the neighborhood. Yeah. And clients want to be a part of a community as well. Yeah. So being able to be a part of the Klaus Corner and hearing the newest businesses that are opening, the fun street festivals and things that might be coming up. I mean, just have fun with it. And how great is that? Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe not in Brennen's area, but and the reality of marketing is there's the reason that there's a 1 percentile, the best of the best. There's a reason 20% are doing 80% of the business, because the majority of people are just not able to implement and take that. And I think a lot of it is because of the things that we talked about, the lack of system and process, the lack of embracing strengths and hiring out their weaknesses. And so, more to you as an agent if Brennen can inspire you to put into action some of the things that he's sharing here with you today, because they're really valuable tips and you've proven that it works. Yeah. A call to action for somebody that's listening today, whether they're a new agent starting their business or they're a seasoned agent that have been in the industry for years but just haven't been able to get to the level of business that they want to. Yeah. What would you give them for a call to action? Well, first of all, call me and see if you want to join our team. A little plug for that, because we'll give you the systems and the training. But I think in general, it's just about getting it done. Like if I can use our example today, we talked about, setting up equipment is not always easy, but you just find a way to do it. You order the cheap light on Amazon and you set it up, and you just have to be committed to getting it done. If you can't commit yourself, then have a friend or a colleague hold you accountable, and just set it up and don't let anything get in your way. Yes. And you might be embarrassed the first few times. If you go back and look at my first videos, they're very embarrassing. Mine too. So everyone has to start somewhere, and you'll see that with anyone who's gained popularity online, is that their first stuff is not that great, but you learn and evolve as you go. So just commit to at least doing one video or one piece of audio or something that you can put out there, even if it's on like a story or something where it disappears. Just do it once and commit to it, and don't let anything hold you back. And that's great advice. And what Brennen's saying is just put yourself out there. And what he also says, a way to do that is to be accountable for somebody. And I always say, how you prevent from being a perfectionist or a procrastinator doesn't matter, because they're both as damaging if you're a procrastinator or you're a perfectionist. And how you avoid that is really, really easy. Brennen just said it, is be accountable to somebody. But pick that person that's very, very important. They're an influencer. It's somebody that you would never want to let down. Not a close friend, not somebody that you feel comfortable with just, saying, well, didn't get to it. Whether it's your broker or it's a mentor or it's another agent that is doing a high level of volume that you have committed and said that you're going to do something. Because that way, whether you're a procrastinator or a perfectionist, it will never be an issue for you, because you have that accountability. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And then, as Brennen just said, just get out there and do it. It's not going to be the perfect the first time around, but the perfect or working towards perfection is continuing to make it better each time. We're continuing to one-time the process. I'd like to say that we're the best of the best at things that we do, but the reality is we all need to continue to improve in things. And I don't know if you noticed a lot, but I'll admit it today. We were 2 minutes late starting our Facebook Live. Why? Because we're in downtown Seattle, which we live in Bellevue, work in Bellevue, so it's a little bit different. You get into Seattle. Not that we don't come over to Seattle. I mean, my assistant Victoria and I, because we do. We interview other agents in Seattle, but we have a little difficulty finding parking, where the reality is it would have been really easy if we would have called ahead of time and checked with the receptionist on the best place to park, because of course you have special parking for your guests.
Yeah.
So I use that as an example because through the process, when things are not going the way that you want them to do, find a better way to do it, because there's always a better way. It's just embracing those challenges and the problems that come up.
Yeah.
So you can find opportunities to improve, correct?
Yeah. Just take notes on improvement.
We'll never be 2 minutes late because we can't find parking ever again.
Yeah, everyone has improvements they can make. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So who inspires and motivates you in the industry or outside of the industry?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Or a great book or something.
Yeah. Well, my sort of weekly inspiration is my coach.
Okay.
His name's Jason. He's in actually Fresno, California.
Uh-huh.
So I meet with him about once a week. So he's a great inspiration. He owns his own brokerage that he operates there.
Within Compass or outside of the
He's
Compass
outside
family?
of Compass. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
And then I think, I find a lot of inspiration just from my parents, because they kind of built their own life, which I love thinking about and what the opportunities they've given me.
Yeah.
And my newest favorite book is from my accountant. It's called Profit First. And it's a whole system about how to make sure that you save your money for profit and for taxes.
Yes.
So that's my new favorite. It was like the easiest read this year.
Yeah.
So quick, but so meaningful. So yeah, those are a few of my
That is great.
inspirations.
Yeah. So the best of the best are getting coached by others that are doing things at a higher level that they are, and to keep them accountable, because the best of the best at anybody in any industry, take sports for an example, they all have coaches. So no difference for you if you're one of the best, and surely if you're not, you want to do that. And I love how you mentioned your mom and dad, because I think it's really important for us to go back to that warm and fuzzy place, or that special place that just brings us to such a gratification and love of people that have really made a difference in our lives, because it helps to keep us really motivated, excited for life, humble in whatever we're doing, and also in a spirit of wanting to give back as well. And I think that's an important key to anybody that's successful, is they're always wanting to share and give back to others. And I think that comes from a place of love, and love comes from those special people that really made a difference in our lives at a very young age. Yes.
Totally.
Yeah. So as we're wrapping up our time, we do have a few minutes left, Brennen, and I would love to ask you, outside of business, nothing to do with business at all, why do you work so hard? What is important to you that you make time for outside of business?
That's a really good question.
Good questions.
I really love, I love real estate and I love interior design. So outside of business, I really work hard to be able to save money and reinvest it in real estate. So that's kind of one of my biggest motivations for setting my goals and trying to get where I am. But I think some things that, my dog is a constant inspiration.
What kind of dog?
I have a Shiba Inu, and she has a really good life already, but I want to make sure it stays that way.
Is she going to be left in your will?
Probably, yeah, if she's still alive. So I work hard for her, and I think just to be able, I really find joy in being able to think about things that can be improved. So a lot of my time outside of work is actually spent thinking about work and how things can be done differently and raising the standard of our industry. But yeah, she's an inspiration and a reason I work, and then also investing in real estate as well.
I love that. We're going to one-time this process and ask our Coffee with a Superstar to bring some type of picture that inspires them. So you just help one time the game, because I would love to.
Yeah.
A picture of your puppy love.
Yeah, totally.
So, well, thank you, Brennen, so much for spending time
with
me today and inviting us into your beautiful office. What a place to work.
It's pretty awesome. It's a great office.
Make sure when you come visit that you find out where to park. It'll make it much easier. Yes, I've been fanning myself. I'm still a little bit warm from the commute, my long parking space that I did. Anyways, thank you for being here and listening to Coffee with a Superstar. I hope that you're finding the show of value and, again, motivating and inspiring you to take action in your business by listening to the best of the best in the industry. And I will be here, same time, but a different location next Monday. Make it a great day. Thank you.